Alrighty, it says I'm live, so I'm live. Let's see. So today, what I'm doing is I'm trying to get a whole lot of content out, and I got to do it as inspiration strikes. I got an idea for a handheld tutorial, and I've been telling everybody I'm going to get more. That's not how to handhold a camera, but I'm telling everybody I'm going to do more production-related tutorials, and I'm excited about all the new Vegas Pro stuff, too. I'm going to do color grading tutorials soon. I got in the mail a color grading sheet, because color grading is more than just holding, color grading is more than just picking a color and going with it. Like, if you have a color grading card, I'll show you all about it in the color grading tutorial. But I'm about to work on that. I've got a slow motion tutorial too, with specifically the Vegas Pro 17 slow motion stuff coming. This is mostly just me trying to make a little old school black and white tutorial, like those Disney Goofy tutorials, or back when it was like a man yelling at a guy on the camera, and the guy on the camera is an idiot learning how to do something. And I figured I'd try to emulate that style. So first, I think it'll help if I do the effect first on the whole clip. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to Effects, and I'm going to start with Levels. Actually, no, I'm going to start with Black and White. So you go with Black and White here. Where'd it go? I can't read and live stream at the same time. Here it is, Black and White, and I'm going to go to 100% Black and White. There we go. Now that's not done yet. Black and white always needs some higher contrast. So I'm going to go to my levels, drop that on here, and then go to input start and crush my blacks a little bit, then input end and brighten my whites a little bit more. Ah! A little too much. This is a great time to look at my histogram. There we go. That's pretty good, not overexposing there. I just do it by eye. I don't do zebras or anything, because I don't know. I just got a way I do things. It makes me happy to do it that way. I'm going to drop the gamma a little bit too, but I'm going to actually increase the input end. Probably more than I should. Actually, I'm going to raise the gamma, and so I can crush the blacks a little bit more. So I lose some detail there, but I want the more than the detail in the camera. I really want my eyes and stuff to show, and in black and white that's extremely important. So let's see, I can't see the chat there. If you got any questions, just let me know. So the next thing is to give it that old-timey look. So we're actually going to go to, what's it called again? So that's probably the hardest thing to me about Vegas, is remembering what the different effects I like are called. Which is to say, there's not really anything hard about Vegas. I think it's all super easy to use, but I can never remember the exact effect I'm looking for. I always have to like find it before I do any tutorial. It's called Film Effects. That's it. Okay, so we're gonna go reset to none. That's to give a blank film effect. I don't want any color to it, any tinting to it. I think the normal black and white's fine. I do want to add a little bit of film grain. Not a ton. I don't know. Enough to be noticeable, so the effect just doesn't ruin the footage, but it actually, people go, oh, it's supposed to look like old film. You know what? I will add a little bit of tint, just a little bit, just to give it that old feel a little bit more. And so enable particles with dust. I'm going to add just a little bit. Key here is subtlety. Flicker, a little bit. Hair, a little bit. Jitter, a little bit. And scratches, a little bit. Just a little bit. And so if you're gentle with your footage, it'll be fine.
You there. Yes, you, the one who's holding a camera as if you were born yesterday.
See, that doesn't line up yet, but it's starting to look like I want it to. Notice that Vegas doesn't render any effects when you roll the footage, but it does when it's holding still.
You there. Yes, you, the one who's holding a camera as if you were born yesterday. You don't need a fancy
Okay, so that's a little much on the jitter. So jitter is one of the ones that you need it to give it that film look. Otherwise, it just doesn't look like film. But if you do it too much, it just it's just obvious that you're faking it.
Yes, you, the one who's holding a camera as if you were born yesterday. You don't need a fancy gimbal.
Okay, let's reduce the flicker too. Flicker can easily be overdone, so let's try that.
To handhold a camera. If you want your camera footage to look professional, then simply follow my 3 tips. Press the camera.
Okay, so there we go. Let's try that.
You don't need a fancy gimbal to handhold a camera. If you want your camera footage to look professional, then simply follow my 3 tips.
That needs to start there, so let's see.
To handhold a camera. If you want your camera footage to look professional, then simply follow my 3 tips. Press the camera into your body to stabilize it.
Okay, and then, oh no, I didn't mean to cut the audio too. I do that sometimes. Okay, Control S. It's always good to save from time to time. Just make sure your video is highlighted only and you won't cut the audio too. Let's see.
Into your body to stabilize it. This will go a long ways in keeping your camera from bouncing around as if you're filming the Blair Witch Project.
Okay, so might need to get the end of this done first before I really know what I'm going to do at the beginning.
And then, while doing this, if you have your camera stabilization on, it will seem like you're on a tripod.
Nope. So part of this, I didn't time it out with my pre-recording. So that's part of what I'm doing is fixing that. So I think title cards will be helpful. Some old school title cards here. So I'm not going to do 4x3 though. That's just not too unfun. We're going to do that. I'm going to throw that in here to another track. Open this up. It's already open here. Okay, so sample text, and it's not going to say sample text. It's going to say press camera against body. So I think it's good to make the title card just a little bit see-through. I think that gives it a better old-timey feel. That's obviously too big. They used weird fonts back then. Let's pick a weird font. Any font suggestions? Anybody? No, it's too modern. They like serifs. They love them some serifs. We hate serifs nowadays, but they like things with serifs. No, not a little closer, but not quite there yet. No, definitely nothing like that back then. Courier. There we go. Maybe just straight up Courier new. So they had super title safe titles as well back then.
Tips. Press the camera into your body to simply follow.
Need to cut some audio out of the beginning, shorten it up some.
You there. Yes, you, the one who's holding a camera as if you were born yesterday. You don't need a fancy gimbal to handhold a camera. If you want your camera footage to look professional, then
okay, so I go too quickly into that. I hope I don't have to refilm this.
You there.
Let's start right in the punch.
You there. Yes, you, the one who as if you. Yes, you there. Yes, you, the one who's holding a camera as if you were.
Okay, so let's cut a little bit off the beginning there.
You there. Yes, you, the one who's holding a camera as if you were born yesterday. You don't need a fancy gimbal to handhold a camera. If you want your camera footage to look professional.
Okay, so I definitely need. So before I start doing that. Okay, so let me right click this here. Go to copy and then paste event attributes. So now I have the same effect on that as well.
Body to stabilize it. This will go a long ways and keep your body to stabilize it. This will go a long ways in keeping your camera from bouncing around as if you're filming the Blair Witch Project.
Maybe a bit more jitter on the title cards though. And I can copy that and then paste it here. No gimbal needed. Capitalize everything, I guess.
Camera. If you want your camera footage to look professional, then simply follow my... You don't need a fancy gimbal to handhold a camera. If you want your camera footage to look professional, then simply follow my 3 tips. Press the camera into your body to stabilize it.
Boom. And then now I can have me actually cut on the action. That's an important thing.
This will go a long ways in keeping your camera from bouncing around as if you're filming the Blair Witch Project.
Okay.
But if that's not stable enough for you, lean against the wall.
I think I should cut some of the beginning of that off. Especially because I'm not really using an eyepiece with that glasses. Who am I fooling?
This will go a long ways in keeping your camera from...
Actually, no, wait. Should I add more to it? Yes. Okay, sometimes...
This will go a long ways in keeping your camera from bouncing around as if you're filming the Blair Witch Project. And then, while doing that...
Here. Don't need any of that anymore. Actually, no, I do want that. That's how I'm going to make my thumbnail. Control Z. I'll save you over and over again. Okay, I want to delete that. Okay, save. I can scroll this back out. Start clean. Let's see.
This will go a long ways in keeping your camera from bouncing around as if you're filming the Blair Witch Project. And then, while doing this, if you have your camera stabilization on, it will seem like you're on a tripod. But
I want to tighten up my shot a little bit. Let's see. Yeah, much better, much better. There we go. Eyes on the upper thirds.
You there. Yes, you, the one who's holding a camera as if...
Okay, so I can take that, I can go copy, and I can paste event attributes. So we're going to go selectively paste, and I'm going to make sure it says event pan crop settings, and then there. So now this is also cropped in, just like the beginning. So let's see.
This will go a long ways in keeping your camera from bouncing around as if you're filming the Blair Witch Project. And then, while doing this, if you have your camera stabilization on, it will seem like you're on a tripod.
I don't like that little part in the middle.
Keeping your camera from bouncing around as if you're filming the Blair Witch Project. And then, while doing this, if you have your camera stabilization on, it will seem like you're on a tripod. But
unnecessary information. Get rid of that. So the key to editing is deleting. It's the best thing you can do for your project. Cutting on action, J-cuts, all that stuff, good stuff, but deleting is the #1 thing you can do.
But if that's not stable enough for you, lean against the wall.
There we go. It times out nicely now.
Improve your camera stableness. But there's one thing that's more important than the other two tips I mentioned. It's pretend your camera is heavy. Production cameras have been heavy for a very long time, and we think pro cinematic footage looks heavy. And when you move your camera all quickly and tilting around in impossible directions for a massive, expensive camera to go, it's gonna make your footage look cheap. You don't want your footage to look cheap because that makes you look cheap, and then no one will like you. So, make sure people like you. Hand hold your camera.
Let's see, I gotta Control Z. Gotta do a cut.
Make your footage look cheap. You don't want your footage to look cheap because that makes you look cheap.
Let's see.
Footage to look cheap because that makes you look cheap, and then no one will like you. So, make sure people like you. Hand hold your camera correctly.
Alright, I think that's just about it. So what I'm going to end up doing is, I need some more title cards though. So, copy. I like that link to that one too.
Improve your camera stableness, but there's one thing that's more important than the other
Hang on.
project. But if that's not stable enough for you, lean against the wall. Stable enough for you, lean against.
There we go. I want to cut right there. I'm going to put this title card on top. Let's see. It's got a little...
Against the wall. Leaning against the wall will certainly help improve your camera.
So I went with this black before, so I think I need to do that again. So definitely want to try this here. Let's see.
Help improve your camera stableness, but there's one. Your camera stableness, but there's one thing that's more important than the other two tips I mentioned. It's pretend your camera is heavy. Production cameras have been heavy for a very long time, and we think pro cinematic footage looks.
I think this is effective. Let's see. So I want to edit the title of this one. Lean against. Can't spell. I can't spell nothing. That's what I thought. Just center that. There we go. Lean against the wall. Copy.
Your camera is heavy. Production cameras have been heavy for a very long time. Two tips I mentioned. It's pretend your camera is heavy.
Paste. Good, new copy. Make sure I'm editing the new copy. Pretend camera. Let's see. When do I do that drop there?
For a very long time, and we think pro cinematic footage looks heavy. And when you move your camera all quickly and tilting around in impossible directions for a massive, expensive camera to go, it's gonna make your footage look cheap. You don't want your footage to look cheap because that makes you look cheap, and then no one will like you. So, make sure people like you. Hand hold your camera correctly.
I like that fade there. Good little old-timey fade.
And then no one will like you. So, make sure people like you. Hand hold your camera correctly.
All right, there we go. I think that's about it for the live stream. Not the live. Well, maybe not the live stream. That's about it for this part of the edit. But I think what I want to do is record myself talking, like record myself. See, file, save. I need an outro is what I need. That's really what I need. So I think that's it for the live stream. I think I'm going to record an outro and upload the video. And then, so next I've got a lot more Vegas Pro stuff coming. Always more movie studio stuff coming. I'm never forget that both softwares exist and both groups of people are looking for tutorials. So don't ever forget though that a lot of them apply to each other. So don't be afraid to watch some of the other tutorials there. Thank you so much for watching this live stream. I appreciate you tuning in and checking it out. I try to share editing tips while I'm live streaming, and so you can see some things I do, some tricks I do, things I might not even think to talk about. So it's more of an edit along kind of thing. So if you're enjoying it, leave a like below, and if you want more live streams, let me know in the comment and I can do more. If you want less live streams, let me know in the comments and I can do less. Thanks for watching. I'll see you guys next time.